Morning, folks. Brian here, Geomagnetic Earthwatch. Monday, September 1st, 2025. We're just going to go over a few things, clear up any misconceptions and what people think are conspiracies. We're going to start off with earthquake reporting. Now, a lot of earthquakes will initially come in at a fixed depth of 10 kilometers. Folks, there's nothing nefarious about this. These are not deep underground military bases. In fact, the deepest one is the one in China, the Nuclear Command Complex at just under 2 kilometers depth. I'll explain why you see so many earthquakes at 10 kilometers. So 10 kilometers is a fixed depth when data is too poor to compute a reliable depth. It's an automatic default setting. That's all it is. They assign 10 kilometers when they do not have enough information coming in. So more accurate readings can be done through a triangulation of at least 3 different seismometers. So again, there's nothing nefarious about 10 kilometers depth. They're not dumbs, they're not tunnels, they're nothing like that. They're not setting off explosions. It's an automatic default setting. In fact, it used to be 33 kilometers depth, USGS, but they've now changed it to 10 kilometers. They simply do not have enough seismic information to give an exact depth. That's all it is. And of course, with any earthquake, as the minutes and hours lapse, these numbers are refined, changed from magnitude to depth as they receive more seismic information. That's all it is. Next, and I've seen quite a few videos, TikTok and YouTube and so forth. People are spreading nonsense, saying that this, for example, this is NASA FIRM's Fire Information for Resource Management System. And people are saying, hey, look, they're setting off fires in a straight line here. No, they're not. This is simply the orbital track of the satellite passing over, and their scan is only so wide. That's all this means. It is the width of the scan passing over the continent. So this will be 1 hour. The next hour, you might see a similar line. The next hour, another one. So this is a couple of days ago. This is today. So you see a wide swath, a few indications here. And people are going to say, oh, look, they're trying to set off New Madrid. No, they are not. That's all it is. There's nothing nefarious about it. And the stupid idiots, morons, to the right-hand side, there is a wealth of information that will explain that. I is for information. And it explains everything you need to know. A lot of reading. I do mean a lot of reading. So if you're ever going to use this in any other sites, you need to do your homework. Know what everything means before posting nonsense. I've seen other reports that people will say, for example, look, the whole planet's on fire. No, it's not. So they'll show you this, okay? This is common. These are just bushfires. Now, when you zoom in, there's a lot, yes, but you know what? This is normal, okay? It's normal. The reason why you see me pass over so many is because I already know what they are. For example, These are all the oil and gas platforms in the Persian Gulf, the flare stacks. That's all they are. All these ones here. Whereas these ones in the bottom end of the Red Sea, let's do a total past 7 days. These ones are volcanic islands. Also, yes, United Kingdom is having some fires, but a lot of these points are industry. Steel plants, arc furnaces generate enough heat for these satellites to pick them up. Coal fire plants, refineries, flare stacks. These ones here, the platforms. Flare stacks. So once you know where all these are, Caspian Sea, there's a gas line here, so they're going to have the flare stacks here, relieving the pressure. Hibernia oil field. In the Gulf, flare stacks. British Columbia, a lot of fire starting up because of the lightning strikes, and so on. Los Angeles, refineries. Not this one. So refineries, refineries, all refineries. LNG plant off the coast of Australia, and so on. Let's continue. Jet streams over the Americas. Some people are going to say, oh, well, that's, man-made, they're doing this, right? No, they're not. We do not have the power requirements for the technology to cause all these changes in the jet streams. This is the weakening of magnetic field, and I'll explain in a minute why it's over the Americas. So, the geomagnetic excursion, magnetic north, was last in its more or less stable position in Nunavut, Canada, till about 1903, 1904. Started its beeline excursions, already crossed over Santa Claus North Pole and is heading towards Siberia. Magnetic south has left Antarctica and is in the ocean between Antarctica and Australia, approximately right here. So they are drawing towards each other. The convergence point is the top end of the Indian Ocean Sea of Bengal. So So magnetic north, heading into Siberia, coming down this way. Magnetic south, coming up from the bottom. The meeting point is generally in this region here. The opposite side of this region here is the Americas. So I'll explain. So our magnetic field, in order to have 100% stable magnetic field lines, the magnetic poles need to be more or less antipodal. However, because of the excursion, north and south are drawing closer to each other. Let's just say this is the Bay of Bengal, Indian Ocean, right here. Now, the further away from 2 points of a magnet, as in here, the weaker the magnetic field lines. They begin to break down. They become weak. So if you can try and visualize this as being Indian Ocean off of northern Sumatra, right here, or this is being the Americas, North America, Central America, South Atlantic anomaly. Weak magnetic field lines result in the breakdown and destabilization of our jet streams. So once again, convergence point right here. Magnetic north is working its way down this way. Magnetic south is coming up this way. We spin the globe around to the weak magnetic field, or the points, the greater points between the two ends of the bar magnet, right here. North and south are drawing towards each other, increasing the distance on the other ends, resulting in a weak magnetic field.